Subscribe to Let's Share Solutions and press the bell icon for daily study tips, career advice and personality development videos with me, Ashwini Thakur. And today we will talk about most common questions asked in a job interview of a team leader. Now earlier I made a video on how to prepare yourself for a team leader interview. If you haven't seen that video, please do that now. And here are 5 most common questions asked in a team leader job interview. Question number 1. What would you do if an employee is not performing? Now you must understand why they are asking this question. They are asking this question because they want to know your mentoring skills. A team leader is also a mentor, a coach. So it is important that you need to tell them that yes, you have the mentoring skills. So the quick answer for this I'll try to give you here is that you need to tell them that you will try to find out if it is a skill issue or a will issue. So if an employee is not performing well, there can be 2 reasons, skill or will. Skill is something that they lack a skill. They don't know how to do the work. Will is when they don't want to do the work. So once you know if it's a skill issue or will issue, next you create an action plan for that employee according to that. That's what you need to tell. And yes, as a team leader, I want you to use your own mind. It's not a fresher's interview. So I'm giving you these tips, but you need to come up with your own answers. Next question is, what do you do if there's a disagreement within your team? Another very important question, and the reason why they are asking this is to know your problem or conflict solving skills. As in a team, there will always be disagreements. There will be always people who don't like each other, or they don't agree with something that you have planned. So they want to know that how will you handle the situation, because this is a very common issue. So here, first of all, you need to mention that you understand there will always be disagreements. So you are accepting this fact. You're not saying that there cannot be a disagreement when you are a team leader. No, you accept the fact that yes, there can always be disagreements when we work in a team, especially when one employee thinks that this is the right way, another employee thinks that's the right way. So they have different thought process. They understand different way. They work different way. So obviously they may have disagreement. So you need to mention that you would first ask the team members to take a step back, and then you would lead the team in a discussion so that we can understand each other's points of views. So we need to understand the point of views of everyone, and that will be your first step, to listen everyone and ask everyone to listen to each other. Now if appropriate, you will negotiate a compromise that would put the team in the best position for success. And now if there is clearly a right way, now let's say you know that there is a right way and people have to follow that, then you will explain everyone why it is the right way. You will try to explain everyone that this is the correct way of going in without hurting anyone's sentiments, because people sometimes don't want to do something not because they don't like the process, but because they think that they are being disrespected. So if you give respect to everyone and listen to everyone, they will eventually understand that this is the right way, this is the best way. Let's go together as a team in that way. Next question is, how would your colleagues and team describe you? Now, they want to know how you are as a team leader or as a leader in general. That is the reason they ask this question. Now, there is no fixed answer for this one. I would say be honest. Everyone has their own personality. Everyone has their own strengths. So what you can do here is that first thing you have to do is you have to be prepared for this question, that this question can come up. Second, you have to showcase your positive side, but be very confident about your personality. You should know that this is who I am, because if you fake, or if you say if you tell that, oh, I'm a very jolly person, I love hanging out with everyone, and you are not like that, then it's an interview for a team leader. So the interviewer may try to check it with your previous employer, that is this true or not. So it is important that you stay honest with this question. So tell what's your personality. If you're an introvert, tell you are an introvert. If you are an extrovert, tell that you are an extrovert, because all these personality types are not, there can be a team leader who is an introvert, there can be a team leader who is an extrovert. However, you need to showcase your positive side, and you need to tell how you behave with your team, and the positive side, how your team connects with you. And the next question is, explain a project where you led your team to success. Now again, I can't give you answer for this, but I can tell you a strategy to use this question in your favor. Again, prepare yourself for this question. This can be asked. So always have a couple of stories ready, real stories ready, where you led your team to success. And you need to be very sure, very confident, and the story should be ready. It should not be that you are recalling something sitting over there. You should already be prepared with the story, and the main purpose here is that when you tell that story, you need to tell how your leadership skill helped you to succeed. You need to also tell that you went out of your way to do something, like you did overtime or something like that, and that's what you did, and then the project was successful, and how you accomplished an obstacle. It's like telling a movie story, that you went out to do something, there was a conflict, and then you overcome it. That's exactly what you need to tell. So be prepared with a couple of stories that if this question is asked, you should be able to answer. And the fifth question is, how do you get others to accept your ideas? Now, what they're trying to know here is that they want to know that as a team leader, there will be times that you have to tell or give news to your team that this is what we are going to do from tomorrow. Now, how can you influence others? How can you tell others to change, do something new, or leave something old? Because mostly people get into their comfort zone. They are in a comfort zone and they don't want to get out of that comfort zone. And as a team leader, sometimes you'll have to tell things that people have to come out of their comfort zone. So how can you let others accept your ideas or changes? So the way you can answer this is also, you need to learn this if you don't know, is that you need to talk about the benefits of the idea and how to apply it. And you need to say that you are open to other thoughts and you can change your idea. However, this is what we suggest, so that everyone thinks they are in that decision making. It's not that you're giving a command to them to follow. I'll give you a very interesting example here. When I used to work, once we had a team leader, and suddenly there was a change in our company. The change was this. Earlier, we used to get a few thousand rupees for as a food allowance, so that employees can, that was just a food allowance. In our salary, it was a food allowance of few thousand rupees. And suddenly they decided that we will not give this allowance. Instead of that, we will give free food in the office. Now obviously, if you go to office, you will only have lunch or dinner, and having the food allowance was a better option for most of the people, because we get good amount, and we may or may not eat in the office. We can bring food from home, but suddenly they made this change. So the team leader, when he entered our office, he said, "Guys, I have great news for you. I fought for you." And he said things like that. He created a hype that he's giving some great news to us. And then he said, I saw one day that our friend, he named someone, that he came from home, and he said his wife cooked food for him. She also has to work and she's cooking food for him. So I thought so bad about him. And then we made a decision that from now onwards, you will get free food in office. Now, obviously, that also means that your allowance will be deducted. You will not get that money. But he made it in such a way that, oh, this is such a great news. And there was no conflict. There was no conflict. He was able to portray his message in this way. Imagine if you would have just given the message that, guys, from today onwards, you will not get the food allowance and you will eat food in the office. You will get free food. People would be mad on that. But the way he said was different. So when you tell about a change, when you give your ideas to the employees, it is important that you tell that in a way that you tell it as a benefit for them. Thank you for watching the video and I hope it helped you. With every video I produce, my goal is to increase the level of your happiness, health and wealth. If you liked the video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Also check out my Hindi channel and business channel.